America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
Now, it may get bigger, it may get a little bigger, it may not get bigger at all. We'll see what happens. But regardless of what happens, we're totally prepared.
This is your victory. Now, I know you didn't do this just to win an election. And I know you didn't do it for me. You did it because you understand the enormity of the task that lies ahead.
You're not gonna believe this. He killed 16 Czechoslovakians. Guy was an interior decorator. His house looked like shit.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
Hello and welcome to Monday Morning Middle of the Road with Coach Cassie and TJ.
Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Monday Morning Middle of the Road. I don't know if I could have done that any worse. No. What's up, everybody? Coach Casey and TJ back for another edition of the Monday Morning Middle of the Road. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Let's see here. December 12th. We're like 2 weeks from Christmas.
Man, it's coming up quick. This is one of those years that's kind of flown by and drug at the same time. Like, it's one of the years where it's like it couldn't get over quick enough, but I know nothing that's causing this year to go bad is going to be fixed to start next year. So it's kind of like, what's the point, you know?
Pretty much.
So, what have you been doing this week? I haven't seen you since last show.
No, I haven't really been
You haven't needed no beds moved or needed anything since last show? You didn't come to the Friday show?
No.
Did that get you sick after last show?
We did have the sickness running through our house, that the kids were a little bit sick, and then I started feeling it in my stomach, like kind of like you do. I went back and watched.
You could see me starting to sweat,
and then you just get nervous, and then it was just like.
Yeah, so if you watched last show or you listened or whatever, the last, 10 or 15 minutes started getting a little weird. The last 4 or 5 got real weird. I was holding in some puke for a while. I don't know what. I hadn't been feeling that good, but, man, it hit me hard. And it was, all right, bye, hit the thing, walk out, shut off cameras, and straight out the door. And he was trying to finish doing the board stuff and figure out what goes on over here, and then realized he heard me outside. Are you out there throwing up? So
yeah, it was pretty loud. I was like, well, I thought maybe you gagged on something.
I'd like to say I do feel I'm just as miserable as I was last week as a person, but I feel much better.
That wouldn't make a difference.
Oh, well, it could. I mean, you had miserable and feeling bad.
See, I don't know. I can't handle coughing sounds. Like if somebody's coughing a lot.
Yeah.
And then like gagging sounds. Like when I hear somebody coughing a lot, like it makes me gaggy.
See, I don't like any repetitive sound. So a constant cough, it wouldn't do that to me. Mine are just gross stuff. Mine's like seeing vomit or puke or smelling it. That'll get me.
That's everybody, I think. But
I don't know about some people do better, but I get like, I'll try to.
Nobody likes it.
No,
unless you're like that weirdo on Howard Stern.
No, even like my wife, but like we had an incident, and you know about it a couple of years ago where a friend of ours used my building out here for storage, and you ended up with the freezers, the reason why you know about it.
Yep.
But these people left their rotten foods left their food in there and then didn't say there was food in there, so we didn't plug it in. There was a plug-in 2 feet from where it was at.
Could have been plugged in.
Oh, it could have been plugged in so long ago, but all of a sudden, at the time, wasn't using the building and came out here, and that smell was something similar to what Jeffrey Dahmer's, apartment smelled of. It was bad. Like, I literally thought there was dead bodies out here when I first opened up, and then I realized there's a fridge over there.
Man, yeah.
And then, man, my wife, she was a trooper. She was handing me back. She was face wrapped up and handing me bags of stuff as I'm puking, trying to like put it in the trash can and get it outside. Like it's sitting out front, and you drive a mile away and you just smelled it outside. Like
should have thrown it in the big ditch.
The trash guy that picked it up had to have at least called us in for murder. If not, then I should have tipped him bigger because I could get away with it and he wouldn't say a thing. What'd you do this weekend, man?
I don't think I did. I didn't really do anything. I know I did do something. I never really told you about it. I fucked up not my shoulder, but like where your collarbone is.
Yeah,
there's something right here going on, and I need to.
You got a bone sticking out like I do?
It's not a bone sticking out. It's just like
a knot.
No, it's like along my collarbone. It's like, and one of
Hurting
my
to breathe?
No, just like any type of. So I gotta back off on lifting heavy. I've been trying to get to a certain point, but I don't know. Maybe my frame's just not meant to be this big. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Or you're getting old and breaking down, and you need to take some of the 9 ancestral tenants.
Well, yeah. I've been
What I'm saying is steroids.
Today during the day, during the middle of the day, I went out and tanned my butthole. Like that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is one of the 9. No fake bacon, just
Yep.
tanning your butthole. That's the ancestors did a lot of that apparently.
I guess during just the middle of the day, you just
lay
on
there,
your back
spread your eagles, and roll them over your head and pray to the gods. I guess.
We did. Yes, we did have Friday night. Bristol, my stepdaughter, she turned 14 this weekend.
I seen
so,
you had a sleepover.
Yeah, so we had a sleepover.
You
with a
didn't
bunch
invite
of
me
girls.
over for a girl's sleepover. I could have been the clown or very entertaining. No, I wouldn't have.
Well,
came.
they were plenty loud enough.
Oh, I know. We did the other show Friday, and the studio was. This table was slammed back.
It looked good.
We had the studio, like it had a captain's chair set up. So
What they think?
they were fine with it. They came in like, where do we sit? Everything's different. But I had it set up literally where those two would sit, right where they are used to sitting. They got to sit right across from each other. It was a good view. The turnaround to the corner was the hardest thing, but the guy that's the captain of that show could see everybody. So I liked it. It was a pretty good show. It was fun. That was the first full cast show of that show in a long time. So that's the other show I'm an assistant on. I just sit in on and run the board and try to make them laugh and smile, but I don't do very good. I'm going to start off with one of the, I like to make people uncomfortable. So I'm going to say strangest introductions.
No wonder why. Look at that.
Yeah, I know, just keeps headbutting everybody. Yeah, and he does it here too. It's just what he does, man. Yeah. Baker Mayfield headbutting people. That's kind of everybody's loving on him. Hopefully he has a decent game this week, because if not, it's right back to the same thing. But
yep.
So where I work, we have right now currently employees kind of coming and going. It's the environment in a lot of places, but mechanics especially, they just chase dollars and whatever. So we got a new mechanic, and I've kind of got this thing where I don't even really talk to them other than about part stuff for like the first 90 days. Most of them I don't even get to know their names. I make
don't
up.
Bother, huh?
Yeah, well, and some people are like, oh, that's rude. I'm like, no, it's the opposite. It's like, get to know these guys, and I invest in them, and I start.
And then they leave you.
Yeah, and then they leave me. So it's like, you got to, no girl,
So do you have small engine mechanics and then golf cart mechanics? Are they separate or are they same?
We have really one golf cart. Well, we have one guy that builds them, one guy that works on them, and then other guys dabble. But yeah, we try to hire. Right now, it's so hard to find a mechanic, especially a small engine one. If they are, they're somewhere and they're making good money. But this guy, we're walking out, and he's been trying to be friends with me for a while, and he's a pretty cool dude. And from what I've overheard, because I won't talk to him. Yeah. And but we're walking out, and he's like, "Hey, see ya." And I said, "Wouldn't want to be ya." And he said, What? And I said, "Actually, how are you hung? Because I haven't been. I'm pretty small down there, and maybe I would want to be you." Yeah. And then he's just like, "All right, man, have a good weekend." And so then Monday, this is Friday, walking out, and Monday, we get there, and I said, "Did you think about that at all? If you want to switch or what?" And he's like, "Man, I'm sorry, I didn't know how to respond to that." And I said, "Was it like too gay, or was it too like?" He's like, "No, I just, that was our first real conversation, and that was how you went with it." I said, "I'm just trying to get, let you get to know me.
Yeah.
If that's how you get to know me, then we're going to be fine." So he still never answer the question.
So you don't know?
No, I don't know, but
we'll find out.
I called my wife even. I was like, "Can you tell me if this would be awkward for the first time you met somebody?" And she's like, "You're an idiot. Like, why would you do that to him?" Like, well, he's going to be gone in 30 days. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
that's how I feel with like contractors that I've worked with all over the country, and now I'm kind of in this job. I kind of get the same thing. So you can just kind of tell these dudes any fucked up thing you want, and they're gonna be gone in like a month. So they.
Oh yeah, and I'll do that with our truck drivers constantly. And I had a thing for quite a while with FedEx. We had a different guy for 6 months. It was maybe 2 of the same guys, and then it was like multiple different ones. So finally we got a guy, but every day it would be something. It was usually something relevant, like back when, Weinstein, Harvey, or, just whatever, Simpson, Renthal. And they're like, he just look at, and you just every day it was something different, because,
He'd be like, "What the hell?"
Doesn't
is your deal?
matter. But then like some of you'd get a new guy, and we literally had one that was Simpson OJ.
Oh yeah.
And we go to sign for it because it was a lost package, and the guy that signed for it was OJ Simpson. I'm just laughing. My boss is like, "You got to stop doing that." Why? We know who it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein has never worked here, so most likely that's Casey that signed for it. So
Corey's like, "Who the fuck is Harvey Weinstein? How much am I paying him?"
why did Barack Hussein Obama sign for shit? You know, he hasn't worked here for years.
Yeah.
So
He had a job for like 8 years and quit.
I pretty much this weekend I played the handyman game. With my fleet of vehicles, I did oil changes on 3, changed a fan out, so nothing exciting. I still honestly was pretty run down this weekend. Whatever that was ran through me. It didn't leave quick. I was pretty miserable all week. So Friday I got drunk during the show and had plenty of energy. So
That's good. Maybe I need to try that.
what I know we both, I guess the biggest story, I don't even know if it's the biggest, depends, but the one that either makes a lot of people happy or pisses a lot of people off. Did you have anything pulled up on the Brittney Griner stuff?
I didn't pull anything up.
I mean,
It's
I think
just- I don't think almost anybody who puts any thought to it has to be disappointed.
Yeah, but I guess when your options are limited to nothing, and when it's your third prisoner swap of the year, when we haven't had one in multiple years, and it at least opens up a pathway. And granted, I don't know, and I'd never heard of this guy before this situation. I'm assuming you never had either.
I just heard of him. There was something going on when Trump was president about that because there was somebody.
They were trying to get him
I think it was
in.
that Paul guy, the guy that got left, the guy that they were talking about. And Trump was like, I turned that shit down. I'm not going to trade this guy for a guy that's a known arms dealer or anything like that.
Well, yeah, and for sure. I mean, and that's what I said. That's where it's hard to know. I mean, I think obviously we got a pretty good watch on him now and those things. But, I mean, if it's contact, I mean, he hasn't been in the game for a long time. I guess the only thing I got funny about it was apparently them two had some sort of interaction.
I saw him when they swapped.
And like he's like, I just want to wish you good luck, and like she kind of reached out, and I don't know, that was
I
kind
saw
of
some deal that a picture of her.
I mean, I guess what you have to say is the uproar and the constant every day of hundreds of thousands of people pressing on it or whatever was probably the difference. And if that Paul dude wasn't even an option, and it was, but no, I'm with you. I mean,
I'm just ready.
But that guy was 2 years away from getting out. Was that what his sentence was?
I'm not sure what that. I'm
What
just
I
ready
took-
for it to go the fuck away.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear her stupid name anymore.
But what I guess I heard from it was he had a 10-year sentence is all they could get him with because nobody's even proven most of what he's accused of. What they got him for is not the arms dealing and the other stuff. But I guess my side of it would be he was 2 years left on his sentence. She had 9 years. So if we're going sentence to sentence, did we get a better? No, I don't know.
It is a horrible trade, but
Yeah,
they
but
can just shut up.
Yeah, it was gonna happen. It was just when was it gonna happen? At least now it's kind of over. And I mean, she was completely. I mean, they got her for this reason. I mean, to me, this is why they got her. And any other American citizen or anybody that goes over at this point.
No, and it just. If she was probably, let's see here. If she wasn't black, if she wasn't a lesbian.
I don't know. I think if she was an actor, I think if she was anybody that had a voice, because the amount of outcry. I mean, I know people are mad and the other side, but the amount of outcry that was, and I get it for the anybody that's still over there, the Marine or the guy that got out just before. I mean, I want everybody back.
I guess what I'm saying is if she wasn't those things, if she was just a regular straight white male.
Or woman or whatever,
it wouldn't be a fucking big deal.
No, it would, but it wouldn't have been this kind of trade. You're right. We wouldn't have got her for him or whatever.
You would never heard about it. If she was just a non-celebrity person, you would never fucking know about it.
Well, then, yeah, but just like this, the Marine and the school teacher that's over there and them, I didn't really know about either because I heard about them right when they happened.
I mean, if it was me or you, nobody would ever known about it.
No, most likely not. I mean, other than like in this situation, when we're hearing about all the other people that are over there. But if it was me or you,
that's only because
most likely me or you wouldn't put ourselves in that situation either. One, to be there, but two, if we did like me, I go to Las Vegas and go party for the weekend where it's legal with marijuanas. And when I clean up, I mean, I am anal about double checking and checking my bag. And and that's not Russia where I'm afraid to fart wrong,
Yeah.
you know. So, but that's also a country I would just. But I get in her career choice, that was somewhere that paid her the most money at the time to go. And she's, I guess, I didn't realize it either. She's a huge celebrity over there, and that's what I didn't realize because she's.
They like women's basketball.
Well,
I
and
don't know
because
why, but they do.
she's one of the big bad ones that go there. A lot of the best don't. So when she goes over there, I guess she averages 20-something points a game, and she's a beast over there. So she's got celebrity
Well,
status.
she's a guy.
Well, I think she is a chick. I watched her at Baylor, and I think she is a chick. She don't have an Adam's apple.
I don't know, man.
She's got a lot of male features. I'll give her that, but I think she's a chick. I mean,
saw
I don't know how
some-
she identifies.
I saw
but,
some deal where it was like with her shirt off,
Uh-huh.
and it's like regular dude tits, like she had them removed or something.
And that's possible because a friend of ours, I mean, he is now a man. That's how he identifies, but Austin, but he was a woman before, and he had decent sized ones. Now he runs like marathons with his shirt off and stuff.
Weird.
And so, I mean, that stuff don't. I mean, I think the WNBA and those places would probably have a beat on that. If not, there would be a lot of dudes that didn't make it in the NBA playing in putting a wig, Joanna Man's.
She's not very. If she is a dude, she's not very fucking good.
Yeah, she wouldn't be a good dude in the NBA. No.
Those WNBA teams would get smoked by high school teams.
Oh yeah. Now I did see one. It was a brother too, but I don't know if it was TikTok or video. And the guy said, "We traded and whatever the goddamn it, Ben Affleck played him in a movie or whatever, but we traded." And they said that Argo for Joanna Man seems like a fair trade to me. It was just he's like, "Can we move on now?" So, and that's what we're gonna do.
I saw. Have you seen the deal that's still going around about WNBA like wanting fair pay and everything like that? And they're like, "We just want the same percentage as men do." I saw this one today, and they're like, "Okay, well, there is 12 people per team. There was 12 teams. That's 144 players, right? Okay, the WNBA loses $10 million in revenue a year. So he took 10 million divided it by
You owe me.
Everybody owes $83,000.
Yeah, and I don't know if I think that's what they write off, and I think they make decent money
Well, they
between
get-
advertising, but they're subsidized by the NBA.
So if they didn't, they would probably
they'd be
lose money.
Yeah, but that's and I don't know. I mean, there's been some times where obviously when I coached women's basketball, I watched quite a bit, but even then, I just like when I watch it for the pureness, I enjoy high school and college basketball profoundly more than the NBA or the WNBA. I think it's a better product. I think people are, and I don't know if they're not better, but it's maybe the fact that they are less better, trying harder is,
The regular NBA is hard to watch. Just they travel so much and
yeah,
carry.
certain games. I love certain games. I love certain matchups, and I still like the playoffs. I still watch it.
That is different.
Yeah, I mean, I still watch a ton of playoff basketball. So, I did have that Sam Brighton. He's the nuclear energy official or whatever he would be.
That's a transgender.
He's the
person, too.
transgender one. He had recently got busted for stealing a handbag at an expensive handbag at the airport, and
he just forgot to pay, right?
No, it was one that was coming through the carousel.
Oh,
it was somebody else's.
Like on the.
Yeah. And the video, he says it was just a pure accident. He's got a bag just like that.
He just thought he had it that day.
He had left his bag behind in the situation. So if you don't have video of it, honestly, truly somebody, I've grabbed somebody's bag off the carousel. That's why I have a certain tag on my black bag, but a lot of people have mine. I've grabbed it and started to pull it and then unzipped and whoop, wrong one. That's somebody else's dildo, not mine. And
yeah, yours is black.
But then I guess video came out. I don't know if over the weekend or whatever, of apparently before he does it, he's looking around, looking for people or looking for cameras, and then takes it. So not a good look.
You just almost
can't
get away with anything.
No. But in like his defense, or her, or however he did, and them's defense, he may, there's people with stealing it problems and klepto problems, and maybe it's just, maybe he needs therapy, maybe he needs help. The church that they sent him to did not he went to the gay aversion therapy, and that didn't work, obviously.
I saw that.
Did
you see that deal with Theo Vaughn where he said, I knew this gay dude one time. He tried to fast out of being gay. And he's like, well, how long did he go? He's like, shit, I think he went 40 days. He's like, by the end, he was dick and ribs. That was all he had left.
Well, the boys
Still-
would love him.
Still gay though.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Man, I seen a horrible one over the weekend. It was somebody talking in the background, and the dog keeps whining. And the guy goes, "Why is your dog whining?" He goes, "I told him I wasn't going to feed him until he stopped whining." And the guy goes, "All right." And they move on for a second. He whines again. He goes, "How long's it been since you fed him?" And he goes, "About 4 days." He won't stop whining. I'm like,
He
man,
ain't getting a hint."
that is. But the guy was doing it as a joke. But
Yeah.
it was pretty great because the person that he's doing this, it's like a Twitch or a gaming interview. But the guy that is like, what the, and then he's the guy he does videos where he's cussing and he bitches all of his teammates out, and it was him, but it was pretty funny. So
There's this guy I used to see. Well, I've seen him a lot on TikTok lives. Dude looks just like Bobby Lee.
okay.
And every time I see him, I stop and get on there. I'm like, Bobby Lee, what's up, dude? I love you. I love you, Bobby Lee. He never fucking says anything. And I bet I'm not shitting, like 10 times, 10 different times. And then this time there was very few people in the room. You can see how many people were in there. And I just kept on, Bobby Lee, I love you. And you could see him looking at it. And then I'd be like, again, Bobby Lee, you're the fucking best, man. I love it when you're on podcasts. And then he goes, I can't see all these comments. The trolls don't get through. So I just kept on, Bobby Lee, when are you going to be on Theo Vaughn next? Nothing. And I'm going to get this motherfucker to say something one more time. And I go, Bobby Lee, when are you going to be on Mad TV again? I love Mad TV. You have been blocked by the host, so.
Well, I guess he's getting them.
So I don't think, and I wish I knew that guy's name so
you
we
could find
look
him again.
Yeah,
and-
but I'm blocked.
Yeah, we got multiple accounts.
Yeah.
You said that was on TikTok.
Yeah, dude looks just like Bobby Lee.
So you were doing that on your account, not on.
Yeah, not on
You
our
weren't
account.
doing it on the.
No.
You weren't doing it on the at Middle of Road podcasts and or at Casey or Coach Casey Monday.
No, I didn't use that.
We're a quarter of the way from being able to go live on TikTok, guys. If you listen to this video, go find us on one of them and help us go live, man. We got up to 249 followers.
We're getting there, man.
From 92 last week at this time or something.
That's
so
good. Keep on keeping on. You know what I'm saying?
and we'll follow you back,
Yeah, we will.
and then I'll unfollow you, but that's fine. No. And also, you know what? Our link tree took off great, and then it just kind of slowed down. So if you're bored, go to linkr.ee/ Monday Morning Middle of the Road and go subscribe, go follow some stuff. What do you got for us, man? What else you got?
Well,
Besides your trolling on social media and getting kicked off stuff.
We did get our speaking of TikTok, our video last week, our Kardashian one, got muted for a little bit.
I've seen that.
And I don't know if it was.
It was a lot. There was a lot to unwrap in that video, and it's hard to say what it was. I was even trying to play it over. You said, damn Kardashian lovers, and I don't doubt that any. But there was
like-
Catholic stuff in there. There was.
We were just getting them all.
Yeah, there was
OJ
raping
killings.
OJ. There was a lot to unwrap in that video, and the fact that they let it go back after a simple
I
complaint.
appealed it, and
He didn't attack anybody that
I think it could have been sticking your dick in a Kardashian.
That's why I
That
said
could
there
be
was
it.
a lot of things that would get us. We're on WKRP in Cincinnati right now live, and if we that gets through, we got a guy that edits that and mutes
Yeah.
that out, so we should be
Well-
fine. But and the WCLIT has not kicked us off yet, so we
Awesome.
should be fine there.
Well, Texas's coach Chris Beard has been just now. You said suspended.
Yep.
Probably without pay. The school right here. The school suspended Beard without pay until further notice. And assistant Rodney Terry will take over the number 7 Longhorns against Rice tonight. Beard was arrested by police and booked at the Travis County Jail at 4:18 in the morning on a charge of assault on a family or household member in which their breath was impeded. So he'd be choking somebody.
Or you could have had a pillow over their face.
Yeah. See this.
I know I just go to sexually.
This charge is a 3rd-degree felony with a possible punishment of 2 to 10 years in prison. Like, how many times do you think you've choked your wife? Like,
Never.
oh.
Not when she hasn't asked for it. She's not into that, so.
Oh, ooh, here we go. According to the affidavit, the woman told police he choked me, bit me, bruises all. Oh, this is sex stuff.
Well, I was going to say, or it's obviously him just hammer. Didn't he get in trouble for some alcohol stuff
Well,
before?
here's the whole story. I guess we should probably just. According to the affidavit, the woman told police he choked me, bit me, bruises all over my leg, throwing me around and going nuts. She told police Beard choked her from behind, so he's hitting her doggy with his arms around her neck, and she couldn't breathe for about 5 seconds. Police say she had a bite mark on her right arm and abrasion to her right temple, among other visible injuries. When questioned by police, Beard said he had audio recordings of the incident that would show he was not the primary aggressor, but he refused to share them with officers. How would he have that?
That's what I said. Following Christopher's statement, he was asked if he would be willing to share those audio recordings, to which he stated no. Yeah, I don't know. He took Texas Tech a couple years ago. He took him on that big run,
National championship game,
big fame, all that, and he kind of looking at him. He kind of looks. I mean,
like
that's
a
not a good
pedophile.
picture. He looks like just a drunk. He looks kind of like somebody you would suspect probably drinks a little too much and does that. I thought there was another.
So this obviously wasn't his wife.
Was he married?
Well, I would just assume he was, but
But it was at his house. That's what
his house and a woman.
Yeah.
It'd be funnier if it wasn't his wife.
Texas can't get a break, They join the SEC. Their football team falls off this year. They're
just gonna get their asses stomped in the SEC too.
Basketball, they'll probably be good. Of course, SEC is probably the best conference in basketball record-wise right now. Proven when they play good teams, they're not as good. But I had the same thing. So Chris Beard in trouble. I don't even know if we want to go into it, but Mike Leach had a heart attack.
Is that what they're saying it is?
Yeah, he's in critical condition with personal health issue.
I mean, he's like the best, what would you call that, soundbite of a coach.
He's definitely one of the best. He also got his fame at Texas Tech, where he locked a media kid's son in the whatever the shed there out at practice field, and that's what got him fired. I was blown away to hear that he was 61, because I would have thought he was 61 back when all of that originally happened. He's not the epitome of health.
It says right here, wish I had better news, but told Mike Leach has been transitioned into comfort care measures, which is essentially hospice care at that point.
Yeah.
I'm told it's largely, if not totally, non-responsive since the cardiac event yesterday. It appears to be simply a matter of time now. It all seems so unfair.
Yeah, and I guess it came out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know.
Usually heart attacks do, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he had stuff before, or if he had ongoing stuff, if he had COVID or what. So,
I don't know why it made me think of this, but since I saw some player that was transferring out of there, and he was like, "Yeah, Mike Leach don't like me," but I think he was maybe talking about going to Colorado, but Derby's own.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards.
Yep.
Yeah, you pretty much called it. I had somebody else. A guy at work. He came in and said the same thing. I seen Dylan Edwards decommitted, and I had another guy at work that was praying that he was going to recommit to K-State because he had committed there originally. But
I saw that.
That's just, it's going to be eventually it will slow down because you can't overload every position. But it's going to be
I saw somewhere that it said he's known Deion Sanders since he was 4 years old.
And very possible did camps and did that stuff. It's hard. I mean.
Yeah, this is what I saw right here. Them two together. I didn't realize he was that small of a kid. I thot he was bigger than that.
What do you mean? I mean, he's 5'9", 5'10".
It said 5'5". Oh, yeah, like 5'8" or 9", and he was 170 pounds.
Yeah, he's a little kid. No.
I thought he was bigger than that.
No, and when he was a freshman and sophomore, when he was even, I don't know about better, but more electric, he was like 5'6". Like as a freshman, he was like 5'5" or 5'6".
Yeah, they said he ran up 4.3 40.
Mm-hmm. He's lightning, man. I've only watched him play once in a live game and then quite a bit on TV, and he's that stop on a dime kind of guy. He'll be fun in that offense.
Hopefully it works out for him.
Backstreet Boys canceled. I don't know if all of them, but they're big in the holidays. But which not Aaron Carter because he died, but Nick Carter's getting accused of raping a 17-year-old girl in 2001.
I don't understand. So 2001, he wouldn't have been. How old would he have been in 2001?
35. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how old he is now.
That.
But that's
what I don't understand. These guys have unlimited amounts of pussy thrown at them. Why would they have to rape anybody?
Well, and I don't know in 2001 when they were
He'd
starting
21.
If they were starting to go down, but same reason Kobe or one of those guys would, because somebody tells you no. They get you in that situation or whatever where maybe the girl thought she was willing and gets there and says no. And some of these guys, it's the same thing. Like you said, unlimited pussy, so they don't know no. So
That's
people
true.
don't tell them no. I mean, and if it's not true, it sucks. If it's true, then he needs, I mean, I don't know, it's crazy that it takes, but
20 years.
But some people it does. I mean, I've not been molested, so I don't know how I would. Now I know how I'd deal with it. I'd fight back pretty hard, but at a young age or somebody of more power, and I don't know if she had a non-disclosure, was getting paid for a certain amount of time. I mean, you don't know all that stuff, so
It just sucks. Like, he's got, just looking here, he has 3 kids.
yeah.
You know,
Baby, bye, bye, bye. Is that their song? Or is that
yeah.
NSYNC? That's the only reason
Backstreet Boys is,
bye, bye, bye.
no, that's NSYNC.
Ah, dang it. Well, then it didn't fit, but
There's this everybody. Yeah.
they're huge this time of year and then they do, I guess, a bunch of the Christmas stuff, and they were touring again. So
Well,
hopefully there's resolve to it, but that's not a good year for the Carter family.
no.
I don't know how
not so
close Nick and Aaron were at this point, but
Oh, they're not very close now.
well, no. Well, they might be getting closer together depending
Yeah.
on if he what happens there.
Yep.
What else you got, man? I got an employee stopped somebody with a handgun. A good story for your side.
Well, I got this story from Houston. A Texas woman was hit and killed by an SUV while walking with her husband and 2 children near Houston. Investigators say the family was walking near Rankin Road in North Harris County before midnight. What are you doing out walking at midnight?
Well, you don't know if they don't have a car. You don't
Okay.
know. I mean, a lot of situations can lead to that. They could have been drinking.
I don't know. They're walking with their 2 kids when a speeding vehicle drove past them, according to Harris County report. The woman, whom they're not naming, stepped farther into the road to yell at them
And got hit by the next car.
and got hit.
Yeah, that sucks.
No, she got hit by that car.
Oh, okay.
She didn't see the Porsche Cayenne driving towards her, but her husband did, according to the report. He pushed their kids out of the SUV's path, but didn't have time to pull his wife to safety before it struck her, in the report said.
Ooh.
The driver of the Porsche stopped immediately, called 911, and performed CPR, but she was already dead. So
Did he
driver showed no
push
time.
the wife out in front, or
Yeah.
did no? That
He was
sucks.
like, "Did you?"
That sucks to even think, but
The driver no signs of intoxication and had been cooperating with the investigators, according to the report. But you know what? That doesn't make sense.
well, that's
'Cause,
where
like,
I'm
what you
wondering.
said
I'm
makes
guessing.
more
I'm
sense.
thinking.
It must have been a car behind him.
Yeah, I'm guessing the next car is the one, because I don't see how you would step out into it unless you've seen them. They circled around a couple times and kept coming
I don't
back.
know.
In that case, then I would say there's probably an investigation that needs to happen.
That's like you right now. That's what you would do with WSU in Michigan. You would save Michigan and push WSU into front of the car to get hit.
I don't know if I would. I don't know.
We already decided
I
last
wouldn't
week.
put them out that way. That's why I put their hat back here.
Yep.
Onto that, I made you watch this right before the game, but just because I don't like Ohio State and it burns me, the last second.
Yeah, because even when you had me watch it,
And see, if you're
I
not a
didn't catch
basketball
it.
guy,
I
and
am, but I just didn't catch
the
it.
end of the Rutger
I
and
was
Ohio
looking
State
for the,
game.
like,
yeah.
like he ran out of time or travel.
No,
or something.
if you didn't watch that, basically the guy misses a free throw for Rutgers. It's a 2-point game, gets the ball. The guy, to avoid part of the trap, the guy off ball steps out of bounds and takes 5 or 6
He was
side
probably
steps.
like 15 feet.
Yeah,
at
out
least.
of bounds, and then as the pass is coming, jumps inbound, catches it, and it's a badass shot. I'm going to give you
Yeah.
that, or give them that.
And that guy that passed it, that looked real goofy too, because it was like he almost was about to travel because he kind of jumped.
But they made a last second shot, and I mean, instantly that coach, and I give him credit even after the game, he was being cool about it. He's like, hey, we should have done other things. We should have made the free throw. Shouldn't have been in that situation. But instantly, before the shot even goes up, he's pointing
I
to.
thought I thought they review those.
I know,
things.
and they wouldn't even review it. But the refs got together real quick and got off the court. But he's pointing, and there's a player that's right there that's pointing to the, he's out of bounds, and the coaches come together, and the one coach is shaking his hand, and the one's kind of still trying to find officials. And then the first question they ask, and he basically says, a very controversial play happened at the end of the game, but we should have shouldn't have put ourselves in a situation we had to lead all game and blah, blah, blah. And then they circle back and they're like, and he's like, yeah, that should be reviewed. And, but he ain't going to take a win away. Not over something like that. And you
Well, yeah, what is there to do? I did you see the thing about the XFL and the kind of different rules they're going to have and stuff? Have you seen that?
No, I just seen the other football leagues get ready to come back, not the XFL, the other one. AFL or whatever.
Let me pull these up for you real quick.
Are they going back to the, you can drop kick people?
You're allowed to murder people.
Yeah, you can, like the running back from Last Boy Scout.
Yeah. Okay, so point after touchdown plays. In the NFL, there are no extra points kicked after touchdowns. Instead, teams will have
The
an
XFL.
option. That's what I said.
You said the NFL.
Okay. In the XFL, there are no extra points. You can either run a play at 1, 2, or 3 points, extra points. So there's a chance you could have 9 points after a touchdown.
So if you go farther back, I remember they were talking about doing some of that.
1 point will be from the 2, a 2 from the 5, and a 3 from the 10.
That's pretty cool.
Different. Double forward pass. Unlike in the NFL, XFL will allow 2 forward passes on a play, provided that the first pass is caught behind the line of scrimmage.
So he can back way up. He can go 10 yards back. The guy can be 9 yards.
Yeah.
He can catch it right there.
What is a catch? In the NFL and the XFL, receivers only need to have 1 foot or any other part of their body contact the ground inbounds instead of 2 feet in the NFL. Here is how the league defines what a catch is. Secures control of a live ball in flight before the ball touches the ground inbounds in any part of his body.
Essentially, it's
basically college
the
rules.
combination of college and what the NFL used to be, because it used to be
kind of like
you
when
didn't
the
have
Cowboys
to.
Got fucked.
Well, even before, but back in the day, you look at some of the best catches of all time. They're not catches today.
Yeah,
they don't complete them through the ground or the ball. Especially it used to be in the NFL. If you got 2 foot, like the Cowboys got one taken off this weekend that would have been a touchdown in every other rule, but he hits the ground falling backwards and the ball comes out. And
dude, that guy got fucking smashed.
Yeah, there was a bunch of hits. There's
some
6
good hits in that
concussions
game.
this weekend. 3 quarterbacks taken out with concussion.
Russell Westbrook did, or Russell Wilson did
you
that
always
to
do
himself. He's an idiot.
He was out cold though, man.
Kickoffs. XFL designed its kicking rules in a way to increase the amount of returns we see compared to NFL and to make returns safer. Kickoffs are going to look very different. On the kickoff, the kicker will kick the ball from their own 30-yard line, but every blocker will be lined up on the opposing team's 35-yard line. The return team blockers will be lined up at their own 30, just 5 yards away. So they're going to be right up there.
Yeah, it's like a straight block off.
Almost kind of like high school.
Yeah, you almost gonna either fair catch it or get blown up or.
Yeah. Only the kicker and receiver can move before the ball is caught. No.
That's kind of weird. So I guess that's cool. That'd be hard.
It'd be hard for
at the
team.
Offensive. Yeah,
because they're going to be like looking back.
Yeah, because right at kickoff, of course we were that was still that thing. You did the 5-yard drop or 7 or whatever your team's was, and then you'd stop, assume he caught it, unless you're, if you're one of the back 2, you're watching back. But other than that, you're looking for guys coming on. You're already, so it's like a modification to those rules.
So kickoffs that go out of bounds get on the 45, touchbacks on the 35. Teams will be required to inform an official if they plan to use an onside kick, meaning they cannot surprise an opposing team with an onside kick. Punting rules have changed to entire coaches to go for it on 4th down. All punts that result in touchbacks will be placed on the 35. The punting team may not cross the line of scrimmage before the ball is punted. No coach challenges in the NFL. All reviews will be initiated. God damn, I keep saying that. They'll be all done, so they won't have to do it. And different timeouts, the same. Halftime's only 10 minutes. XFL's illegal man down downfield rule has been rewritten to make it easier for officials to enforce. No ineligible players shall be or have been more than 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Well, we'll see if, I don't know, they keep trying.
It'd be cool if they got the
I
Rock.
like football.
That buzz right there is just going to help it in.
They got 6 teams now? 8?
I thought it just said 9.
Okay, maybe. I knew they were still trying to add some and do all that. So
it'd be cool to go to one.
Yeah, and it'll be available, especially early on.
Arlington's the closest to us.
Well, it's not too bad. Go.
I heard that our Wind Surge got sold.
Yeah, and they're going to be playing like more like some local teams and some bigger teams and stuff. So maybe not be bad. And it's been a pretty, like we've talked about that on a show. It's a pretty cool experience. So
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice to have. You say that you would, I wish we had something else, but that's probably really the most affordable thing we have to do. It's cheap.
and I say I don't do it enough, but when the 3 games or 2 games I've been to,
They're fun.
quite a crowd.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
seems like Wichita does it pretty decent compared to a lot of minor league teams.
Yeah.
So, well, while we're talking about football a little bit, Tom Brady is. I mean, if he just said I'm done now, would it be okay?
They're still number 1 in their division. They're
I
going to
know.
make the playoffs.
I know, but would you want to take that team into the playoffs that just got? And if anybody can get it right, it's him. But
Yeah.
even in the win they got the week before, in a horrible win, I mean, they looked.
Brock Purdy looked really good.
That's the worst I've ever seen him look, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he
I
was
saw
missing open passes. He's just, and granted, his personal life's not good.
I saw he's supposedly has a new girlfriend. She's pretty hot.
I'm sure it ain't.
He's going to get
He's
tens.
pretty rich. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got some money, and he's gonna get girls that aren't looking for commitment for sure.
Yeah,
and
that's what he needs.
yeah,
Caleb Williams won the Heisman.
yeah, that's I guess kind of expected. I mean,
I didn't ever see the order. How did it go?
I think it was him, Max Duggan or whatever got second.
CJ. Then.
No, CJ got fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He looks like a Muppet.
Stroud,
Yeah.
he looks different. He
He
reminds
kinda-
me a lot of what's his name for the Cardinals.
He kind of looks like that dude, the kid from UFC.
Yeah.
That kid is a stud. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. Did you watch any of
We
that
did
this
watch
weekend?
that. We watched all of it because not the main card, but
All the preliminaries and
yeah.
stuff.
Because I was telling Sarah, I was like, "There's a kid that's fighting on here that's 18."
I kind of liked it because that old dude talked shit on him the whole fight
But-
before it.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
What?
I mean,
If you're that kid or
him. If you're that guy that's 30 years old that's got to fight an 18-year-old kid.
I don't know
that's
if
still in
you'd
high
give
school.
him more motivation by but I think that's what he was trying to do was get in his head, and then after the fight, of course he apologized, but he walks
Yeah.
over there and flips him off, and that was if you watched him at all through the the fight house and stuff, he didn't really show that kind of emotion like he did
Yeah.
then, but that's in front of the world, and that guy was trying to tear him down, and that was the emotion of a
He never even, I
18-year-old
don't think he
kid.
even hit him once.
No, that was a domination.
He got Dana gave everybody 50,000.
Everybody that finished.
that finished.
So Patty's douchebag
Patty.
didn't get one,
No,
and I'm over him now.
yeah, I'm already over him too.
Yeah, because even like the way he came out after, and I get you can't say I lost, whatever, but I mean just to keep.
Did you see the video of it where they announce it? And
Joe
Joe's like,
Rogan's. Yeah, because if anybody that watched the fight, now I'll agree the other dude had way more damage, but that's not how fights go. It's control, it's domination, it's a lot of things, and an older dude with scar tissue breaks open easier, and I don't know. I mean, he's still a good fighter, but they're putting him in fights they're not putting him in the fights that he can lose, but he's a product for him, you know.
I mean, he's making him money right now.
And then that main fight, man, that was a letdown too.
Yeah, and he even said that I can't pronounce either one of those dudes, but
Brockovitz
the guy
or whatever.
starts with the A. The other dude was telling him like, just give him the belt. And now Dana's doing another fight with 2 other dudes.
Yep. He didn't think either of them earned it. So
Yeah, I mean, the next fight that matters is John Jones and Ngannou. I mean, that's the one everybody wants
is
to
that
see. But-
March?
Yeah, I think so. The kid, though, anyways, he doesn't even have a driver's license. So when he was like, hey, Dana, I need $50,000 so I can buy my mom a minivan. He was serious because
Yeah.
he's like, my brother drives me everywhere. He's like, I know how to drive, but I just don't have
a
time.
license.
'cause
Yeah.
I don't have. I mean, obviously he trains his ass off.
Well, it was a pretty good. I mean, all of the undercards there was until the main card.
Those
There
2
was
heavyweight dudes, that didn't take nothing.
man, that was they were just pounding each other
Mhm.
though, man. And that the second I thought the guy that ended up winning was going to lose because he was getting rocked, and then all of a sudden just that
Yep.
that pulls. I mean, you grab a leg that's like those kind of punches, man. I mean,
Yep.
momentum going forward. The only other Watson sucks still and didn't look good. So how do you feel about the guys that
Should have stuck with what's his name?
Brissett or
Yeah.
just let him sit, and I guess you've got to get him acclimated or whatever, but he looks bad. But I guess also figure out this year if you just wasted $300 million and know that you. I mean, he may not be done. I mean, it can't be easy being in the stands with people screaming at you constantly. You're a rapist. Did you see any of those videos, man?
Yeah.
It's so. Cowboys barely win, shouldn't have, but that's what you do. Chiefs barely win, shouldn't have, but that's what you do when you're good teams.
So I was at the gym yesterday and wasn't watching the Chiefs game, and my buddy is like a big Chiefs fan. He snaps me that pass of Mahomes. And I just said, that fucking dude is the luckiest piece of shit there's ever been in the NFL. And he just snaps me, fuck you, I hate you, I'm about to fucking delete you. It's like, dude, it is so, it's almost like it's rigged when you watch him play. Some of the shit, it's like, how come nobody ever gets a clean hit on him? How come?
They're starting to, but he's good because he contorts himself weird. He
it is
gets
weird.
rid of the ball fast. Some of those. He threw 3 passes right to linebackers
he
yesterday.
Does do some, it's like eventually it's either the luck or whatever just runs out. But like that shit, it's like, come on, man.
Oh yeah, but he's one of those guys. Goes your way, it goes your way,
does,
and
yeah.
so other than that, I don't. Nothing else really cared. Panthers are better minus all of their players. They get a win.
So they're just one game back.
Yeah, they're right in it. Hopefully they can come back and win that one because that's a horrible division. Chargers look pretty decent. Freaking Eagles are dominating. Bills.
You think Hurts going to get MVP?
Most likely. Unless something changes. It's hard to say, but he's the best player on the best team right now. So
it's funny because
I hate him.
Just beginning of this year, they were just like, "Oh, Hurt could lose his job." Why?
Well, yeah, because they kept trying to over the last couple of years.
Last year.
Yeah, because he's young and he didn't do this electric stuff he's doing this year.
They should have kept him. Like I feel like that dude's always been doubted. Like he should have stayed. They should have kept him starting in Alabama. They should have. I've always liked him. He's from, right outside of Houston. I think he's from, was it Channel View or something like that. So like. I've heard about him a lot when I worked down there, and I just think he's a good dude and a great.
I don't know
player.
what dude he is. I just don't like him because he's an Eagle.
You'd love him if he was in Dak's spot.
Well, no, because I wouldn't have Dak.
You would get over Dak real quick if you had him.
It's hard to say. Different. I can put a lot of it on Kellen. I can put a lot. It's hard to say.
What's that tight end? He had some really
Schultz.
good catches.
Yeah, he also had a tip that he should have caught that caused one of the interceptions.
Yeah.
But so. What else, man? Football's over. Army won that one, and
yeah, I didn't watch that.
Overtime.
I guess my biggest thing for the weekend was Saturday. KU played Mizzou, and they played again They played last year for the first time in like 10 years since they left the Big 12, and we won by 30 at our place, and then we played them again this year and beat them again by 30. So. They look fucking really, really
Wichita,
good.
I went and watched that Missouri team play live, and Wichita State had them beat. Should have beat them. We were up on them big, and they're not near as good as But that's another. What there's going into this weekend. I think there was 4 undefeated SEC teams, and now there's 2. So, Houston goes down. Number 1 can't stay. Of course, I don't know if they should be a 1.
They shouldn't have been 1 to begin with. Did you see KU women played Wichita State and they won by 20, and they beat the number 12 team in the nation by 27?
Yeah, and that was Wichita State had been on like a 5-game win streak before that
and they
too.
only got moved up. They're only ranked 22.
Well, but Wichita State, of course, they've been playing a lot better. They were good a couple years ago, falling off.
They're undefeated and beat the number 12 team by 27
I don't know what they had done in their because they had lost 2 games. I don't know what they had done.
That?
KU.
They're undefeated.
Oh, I thought they had lost.
Yeah, like I think what they say, like almost they're 20-1 combined or something like that.
Well, good to be in KU basketball right now.
Yep. Oh fuck! Here's a story I have. So
who do they get to play in their bowl?
Arkansas.
Yeah, K-State and KU both got kind of screwed in their bowls.
Yeah, they're playing SEC teams.
Alabama, K-State. We never even really talked about that.
Well, I don't know.
A little bit.
So I've been I wanted to go to another basketball game this year. KU basketball tickets are always so expensive. Well,
go to like Oklahoma State. Of course, they're pretty expensive too.
We got on some kind of fan group, and there was a person selling tickets on there. So it just said message, hit us a messenger or whatever. So I did. And it was like an older lady. And I was like, oh, yeah, sweet old lady or whatever, at least what it appeared. I said, I'm looking for tickets to a game. Which games are you looking for? Well, I said, what all games and how much?
Yeah.
And they said, what games you want? Well, I said, okay. I was just trying to think of, I had pulled it out the other day of games that, like, whenever we wouldn't have kids, you know, so it'd just be me and my wife. And I said, 2 games, and they hit me prices. And I said, okay, well, so how can you send the tickets electronically? And these messages were coming at me real fast. Like, faster than probably an older lady like that should be sending them off.
So you realized it probably wasn't an
So
older lady?
I was starting to catch on to something, and the tickets were less than half price. Like, you know, I just priced them on StubHub, and these tickets were half that price. And they said, yeah, we can do whatever. I was like, okay, how can I pay you? And I said, PayPal or Venmo, and then the first clue was we had Cash App and Zelly.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay. And they're like, what's your email? So I sent them my email. And then they said, she sends me her Venmo. And the Venmo is not her name. It's a different name. I mean, I was fucking almost there, like, getting ready to send this money. And then I start looking through the Venmo thing of, like, money, because they had their feed on still. And it was, like, wigs and shit like that. I was like, yeah, right. And then I just blocked them. But, I mean, I was almost there.
And I had when I was selling stuff on the marketplace, you get those, like, constantly. So I'd have people like, yeah, I'll come get those rims and tires, and do you have Zelly and blah, blah. And that's, and I mean, that if you trust your person and stuff, it's a big, that you see the commercials for it and stuff. I mean, it's obviously a legit one, but it's one of the least monitored ones. So that's where you do, like, even whenever times we question, like, we'll just do PayPal.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have PayPal. Well, if you don't have PayPal, I mean, you know.
Then you got Venmo, right?
Yeah, and it's like.
So that, I almost fucked up.
You got to be careful, especially this time of year, man. They are out there.
Go to a game, man.
I know. And that's what happens, man. You got to be careful. Those snipers, they're out there. I got 3 stories. I have expensive jeans, running records, and a record potato head.
Potato head.
I figured you were a potato head guy. Guinness Book, a Malaysian puzzle solver breaks the Mr. Potato Head world record. December 9th, a puzzle enthusiast from Malaysia broke a Guinness World Record by assembling a Mr. Potato Head toy in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Oh, 5.43 seconds. Okay. 5:34 seemed long, but 5 seconds, that seems... We can watch the video real quick. I don't have it plugged in.
It should only take 5 seconds.
Yeah, it should be pretty quick. I feel like that's a record I could get.
I would think you could practice that.
I'm going to start. I got to get a potato head.
It's not even Mr. anymore, is it?
I think, well, this one says Mr. Potato Head, so I don't know if he
even do that.
I don't know if he did another one.
I thought he's supposed to be gender fluid.
Lim Kai Yai. Well, but they're in a different country, so in Malaysia they don't do that. Of Butterworth. Took the record for fastest time to assemble Mr. Potato Head, so he completed the time. The Guinness record before that was 5.69, so he kicked that ass by a British teenager. I think this is a record I'm going after, so I'll have an update next show what my time is.
What? You could set the world record for gender fluid potato head.
Oh, that's true. Or I'll do I'll have to see what, like, the Mrs. Potato Head or the gender fluid.
You're probably not allowed to put Mrs.
Because he did the mustache on this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Save some time off of that.
Well, but it may be a way quicker time, so.
You got to put a vagina hat on gender fluid.
Ooh, one of the pussy hats.
Pussy
That's cool.
hat.
I can do that.
Yep.
So that was 3 stories. What else you got, buddy? That's about it.
Here, that's pretty much it.
I did have, just because it made me mad, these.
Oh, we do have our PT Cruiser fan club.
Oh, it's true. You got an update there. Pricey pants from 1857 go for $114,000. Reno, Nevada, pulled from a sunken trunk at an 1857 shipwreck off the coast of North Carolina. The pants that auction officials described as the oldest known pair of jeans in the world sold for $114,000. The white heavy-duty miner's pants, man, those made a run back in, like, the 80s or late 90s. The moms were wearing the shit out of those.
Still, Bristol wears pants like that.
That's
now.
true. My daughter does too.
And they want cargo pants for Christmas.
Yeah, all that, all the stuff.
Weird.
Man, I finally threw my last pair of cargo shorts away because I was getting so much made fun of wearing cargo shorts. And
You'd
now
be hip now.
I'm too hip to be square. So if you have your old Levi's, this is the third story I've done on them. Get them out, send them to us. We'll find out the value for you. We'll split it with you, put it toward the show fund.
Yep.
So I was going to send you this one too, just because I know you like the snake ones, but how would this freak you out? Like you're going to hit a couple golf balls at the local driving range and a rattlesnake found in the ball dispenser.
Oh, hell no.
Oh man.
My buddy Chance sends me a snap on Saturday of him washing his snakes. And it's like, dude, this is fucking disgusting. And I said, you know what, Chance? I'm going to send you some spiders in the fucking mail because he's definitely scared of spiders.
Where do you put snake people? Like up there with like, reptile people have to be up there with like a potential serial killer or.
Well, it kind of makes sense. Chance is from Arkansas, so I think his parents are first cousins.
Okay, well that would make more sense.
It'd make more. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're first cousins, but snake people are fucking weirdos.
To each their own. Just like I've said about trans, about gay, I personally don't care as long as you don't bring your reptiles around me. But
Keep
like
them
the
the
people
fuck
that
away
like,
from me.
I watched some video of
Would
this.
that be the first animal you would kill?
Animal or like
Just
because mosquitoes
living
would
creature.
mosquito would
Mosquitoes,
be
it's
my
a bug. That don't count.
okay. Mosquitoes would be my if I could eradicate something, if I had the power of Jeebus.
Okay, a real animal. Don't say reptile. Animal.
Well, then I can't be snakes because they're not an animal; they're a reptile.
Breathing creature.
I don't know. I don't like snakes. I mean, I really don't. I don't see. Of course, I don't like rats though, and I don't like mice. And they like me. I have, as long as they don't come on my property, I have all these bull snakes that live around here that help solve that problem.
See, that's what my dad says all the time too. He's like,
There's
snakes out here.
It's fine. We got to find that thing that doesn't have a purpose.
Cats. They kill mice. I would rather have we'll have snakes out in the sheds and stuff out at the farm, and I'll kill them. And my dad will be like, "No, don't kill them. They're good
that was
mousers.
that was my mouser snake.
They're good mousers." I said, "Fuck that. I'll kill the shit
Especially
out of them."
bull snakes, man. They ain't gonna come at
I
you
fucking
and
kill them. I don't care. I've
Yeah.
killed snakes. You name something a weapon that I've killed it with everything. I've killed snakes with pliers, golf clubs, hammers, wrenches, everything there's ever been. I've killed a fucking snake with.
My poor son, we had a huge snake under the porch one time, and he had called me. He's like, he was afraid to let the dogs out because the dogs were trying to get to it, and it was going at them. So he didn't want it to get back under the porch. So he put something on it, and it was like a weight, and it was still trying to crawl. So he put like a rock on it, and then he put something else on it, and he's like, I think I got it. And I got home, and that thing had got,
Loose of it,
it was
yeah.
gone already, and he was, freaking out. And then just a couple weeks later, we think we found the same snake, and that was the one I told you about where I put it in. We had a big bucket that we used that we had cleaned the dogs with, like they got sprayed by skunk.
Oh yeah.
So we used like bleach, baking soda peroxide, something or maybe it's not peroxide, whatever, but it was in that bucket. Well, I trapped that. It was alive. I trapped it in it. We closed the lid on it, and we went to go take it down to get rid of it, not kill it.
Yeah.
And gonna go release it in the wild. By the time we got there, the noxious fumes had overtaken it, and it was stiff dead. So
my sister had this dog, Daisy. I don't know what kind of fucking dog it was, but ended up a farm dog. And Daisy hated snakes more than any dog I've ever seen before. And there was a snake, and I think I had maybe whacked it with a golf club.
Oh, this
or
is
something.
at Top Golf too.
Oh, fuck that. Daisy took this snake and shook it to death. Like, she was shaking the snake so hard, like it was like flying in pieces everywhere, and she just kept going after it and after it and after. Daisy was the best snake killing dog I've ever seen in my life. She was awesome.
Yeah, we had a farm dog or whatever out at my dad's place out at Cheney.
Yeah.
And it was that way too. It would, but it would, anything that came on that property
Dead.
I mean, it.
Yeah.
Dog, cat, coyote, bull, anything that wasn't a person it didn't know.
Yeah.
It was, and that's what its job was, or it thought its job was.
Speaking of dog killing, like coming on properties, right when I first started traveling with the pipeline, I would leave, and then I think my ex-wife at the time was gone, and one of our neighbors had called and said, "Hey, your dogs are out." So I think I'd called Andy Benton from Suburban.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, dude, what,
I remember.
were you
Yeah.
happen to be on the west side at all of town?" He's like, "Yeah. Can you go put my dogs up?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, man." And he goes over there and he calls me, and I was like, "Oh, did you get the dog put up?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a little dead dog in your backyard." And I was like, what kind of dog is it? And he describes it to me, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's the neighbor behind us that we share a fence line with." I was like, "Oh, fuck. Do you want to go tell them? I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm like in New York or something like that."
Well, they're at the fence barking all the
Yeah.
time. Those dogs got their chance. So.
Well, it came into our yard. I guess they broke the fence line. So Andy takes this dog over there, and the lady just loses
I couldn't
it.
imagine. I mean, if it
And
was
poor Andy's just the middle guy. The middle guy.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I had to pay to have that dog cremated and a fucking dog funeral and everything like that. And, she was calling me. She's like, her body has been laid to rest and shit. I was just like, poor Andy. I was like, he's never going to answer my phone call again.
No, I would. Well, you wonder why he don't want to go to lunch with you.
No shit.
I mean, I don't want to go to lunch with you after that story, and I had nothing to do with it. So
they also killed this cat that would run on top of the fences, like walk around them. And I shit you not, I felt like I had murdered somebody because they killed this cat. They killed this cat, and I took it.
I hate that you get so much fucking joy in this, you piece of shit.
They killed this cat, and I put it in a dog food bag and took it out to my parents and just like threw it out in a ditch somewhere. And then for months and months, and I'm talking like 6 months, and they would refresh it.
Yeah, little kids are walking around handing out flyers. Have you seen Mittens?
Yes, exactly. There was signs out on
I'm sure.
on all the telephone poles.
I'm sure.
Have you seen our
That's
cat?
somebody's baby. Man.
But it would not go away.
Well, you
And
should have just went and told
what was I
them.
supposed to say? Yeah, my dogs killed your
Yeah,
cat.
I think your cat got in my backyard.
But I mean, they were relentless. They
I mean,
would
we
not
felt
let
so
it
bad.
go.
We don't even know if our dogs did. We found a dead cat in the yard like a month ago, but it wasn't blooded. It wasn't nothing. So we don't know. And it was kind of stiff. So we don't know if it died in the yard or if the cat, because they get up in the tree here and the dogs will, stay bark them. I don't know if it faked dead,
Yeah.
like went stiff and dropped down and then really died.
yeah.
It like forgot it was faking. And I felt bad. Like I don't even like the next door neighbors, and I walked around the fence, and one of the ladies was out there. I said, "Are you guys missing a cat?" And they said, "Well, describe it." And I described it. There's like 9 of them in the neighborhood that fit this description.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh no, mine's right there." I'm like, would you know? Okay, that's fine,
Yeah.
And I think it was my neighbor across the street who's needs a friend, but I couldn't tell him. He didn't have signs out either. If he'd have came over and asked,
I mean, dude, I'm
have you
telling
seen Mittens? I
it was
probably would
like
have told him.
When you walk into Walmart and it's like the missing wall of kids, like this was this cat. But
I'm gonna leave on this note. I don't care. The Liver King's out making its rounds, and we're gonna do something here in a little bit, whatever. But he's out making his rounds. I don't care that he took steroids. I don't care that he lied, but I don't care none of that. All I care about is he won't put a fucking shirt on. Okay, the roid thing is over. You fake bake. You shave your chest.
He doesn't fake bake.
Okay, yeah, no, he doesn't. Right.
Yeah, it's the 9.
I understand
ancestral
that. Just
stuff.
like
he tans his balls.
I know, but that was the same way he didn't take steroids because the 9 ancestral tenants, and his hair naturally falls off of him because the 9 ancestral tenants. Because
we need to get him in here and find out.
We'll find out. We'll give him the real breakdown because I think he fake bakes. I think he has beard implant because that beard's too thick.
Yeah.
I think whatever all of his things are false. But all I really care is just put a fucking shirt on, man.
We're about to find out.
We're done seeing you with your shirt off, bro.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. Thank you for listening this week. A little bit different, but good. We had a good time.
I will eat your ass. Boobies aren't things that give you milk. Boobies are things that kill you. I'm here to date your 6-year-old. What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that?